Bitcoin is hanging on by a thread, and we cannot make a new low because I have no bullish scenarios up my sleeve anymore for you. So if we don't go up from here and we're gonna make a new low, I'm sorry, it's game over. We're going lower. But there is then this final scenario that we are in right now, where we already talked about last week, that we might go higher from here. We're going to look at it, and also I'm going to look at my downwards targets because, like I said, it doesn't look all too pretty. Let's just name it the way it is. But there always is a trade to be made. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description. Without further ado, let's start diving in. Today we're looking at BTC at the 4 hour. And as you can see, we have two blue lines. We have this very big one that was from the macro range, the value area high, and then we have a little bit of a lower one, a smaller one, that is the value area low of this smaller range that we're looking at right now. No matter how you look at it, we had a move last week where I said one more sweep of the low, that is this one, taking out all the early longers, then go higher, and this was the first short opportunity that we talked about, a bearish retest, the value area low, value area high, mini and macro range, and we got that retest, and now we went lower. I missed the trade because it was 5 a.m. my time, and actually this was my least preferred scenario because there is just so much liquidity here on the top. Would have been so nice to take in that, make everyone bullish again, and then eventually reverse the price and go lower. So far that didn't happen. You could also say, for the people who are looking at more Wyckoff kind of patterns, that we're having a 3 taps to the low, where eventually the price is tapping, and then the third tap is slightly higher than the middle one, creating that higher low, and from there on we are going higher. But we are just missing the follow through. It is just looks pretty weak. There's absolutely zero volume, so any Chinese idiot with a couple hundred million can move the price right now and can just dump it or pump it. But like I said, actually you just don't want to see this low to be taken out again. That is right now here at 28,800. If else, we are going to go for this low, 28,500. And you know, guys, I already said it a few times last week, there's just no structure underneath anymore, because if I'm zooming out, and you know what, I'm actually going here to the daily, there is just no market structure at all in these candles. This was a swift move up, that means a swift move down, and eventually I am looking then here at 26,200. That is the value area low of this very much macro range. There might be a small bounce in between if we are going lower, and that is the golden pocket. That is actually an interesting scenario. I do not expect the world from that trade, because it's a little bit in the middle of nowhere. It's between the point of control, the value area low, but that's at 27,277 to 27,500. Now there is an interesting confluence at this level, and that is that you could draw this trend line right here, and then it matches up with that golden pocket or 0.5. Of course, it depends a little bit on how much time the price needs to eventually go lower, and then you could say, you know what, I'm just waiting until we hit this level, or maybe we do something like this around the 0.5, and then I'm taking the trade. But we have already broken market structure. We are bearish on most of the time frames. Only here on the daily, I mean, we do have this nice momentum wave. We're just printing now that green dot, but just no follow through. Like I also said already the other day, is that we're having this massive bearish divergence on the weekly. Doesn't mean that we're going straight to zero. You can't have green days in between, just like we had to pump up back to the value area low, value area high on the bigger range. Let me put them back on the screen again, and it was just very weak, but you know, that is just those days, you can have them in between. I'm also looking at historical data, and if I'm then looking at the month of August, then actually only, or at least most of the years where we really had a bull market, and I'm sorry, we're not in a bull market right now, the bull market, then there were green months on the month of August. I hope it is visible for you on your screen. This is the month of August where we're looking at right now, and most of the time it was just a red month. Guess what? A month afterwards, September, it's already a red month, year after year after year, counting from 2017. So it wouldn't surprise me if that bearish divergence on the weekly is just going to fully play out, and for the next 2 months we are going lower. I'm still keeping an eye on maybe having a long scalp here or there. We could still breach this high that we put in last week, because it is again a little bit of an ugly high, just like the highs that we left behind already here on the top. But if we go there, I also eventually expect this to completely rotate to the bottom, and then we are going lower again. So yes, I am still pretty bearish on the macro. Keep my eye out on maybe a long trade or a scalp if we can go a little bit higher. I do not think we are going to put in a new high anytime soon. Historical data says we're going lower. Price and volume says we're going lower. Indicator says we're going lower. So it just looks pretty weak and pretty bearish. If you took a short position somewhere here from the highs, congratulations, keep it open, but take your profit. You'll probably be eaten alive by the fees, because this trading range is just very slow. We also talked about this on Friday's video, the reset of the 4-year cycle, where we now are in a more of an accumulation phase, plus the one that we already had. Please watch that video. I will make sure it pops up at the end of this video. But yeah, this has just been pretty terrible. If you have been trading this and you're just holding up to your short from the long, because the price action just so slow. Again, might be looking for a long, but I'm pretty bearish, because time has just shown that BTC does not have the strength to go higher. If we are losing these lows right here, it's game over, lights out. I'm at least looking at 26,000 before I am seriously looking at entering swing longs. That'll be it for now. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think this is useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And see you guys very soon again. Bye bye.